Hey there, comic book community. My name is Joe, and this is 360 Comics. Today was my birthday, and just like most mature 30-something-year-old adults, I spent my special day at a small comic book convention hunting for deals. I'm going to share what I got with you today, and some other stuff as well. We are just a couple dozen followers away from our 6,000 follower goal over on Instagram, when we'll be giving away these 2 Warlock key issues. And once that happens, we're going to be starting up a couple other giveaways on Whatnot. So definitely make sure you go follow over there. And I'll be announcing our 1,500 subscriber giveaway on YouTube soon. You don't want to miss out, so make sure you check us out on all those platforms. A couple of months ago, when I was checking out the list of scheduled events hosted by njcomicbookshows.com, I was stoked to see that one of them fell on my birthday, and not only that, but it was only a little over an hour from my house in Clifton, New Jersey. I'm really glad I made it out to the show. I got to see a lot of people from the community, and a ton of people wished me a happy birthday. So big thanks to everyone who came up and said hi. That really made my day. I got a great haul from only 3 different dealers, but I got some seriously good stuff. And stick around to the end of the video where I'll show you the one slab that I purchased myself as a birthday present, and even some gifts that I got from friends in the community. This first batch of books comes from Zap Comics, which is a brick-and-mortar store located in Wayne, New Jersey. They come highly recommended from everyone that I've talked to that has been there, and a couple people I know even use them as their main LCS. They had a ton of $3 books, and I went through and I pulled out 57 of them and bundled it together for $150. Got a nice little discount there on the end. That being said, let's get through those books now. We got Daredevil 118, a filler issue, but one that I do not have in my Daredevil run yet. And then we got Daredevil 25. I believe this is the second Copperhead. Number 127. 136. A lot of these staying in the personal collection. 137. Some of these are minor keys as well. Nothing really to write home about. 138. 140, which is a really awesome cover. And I'm saying that, but like this next cover is even better. 145. And then we got 153. And that is a key, I believe. Can't remember what it is. 154, and then I was very surprised to see this one for $3. 159. This is the second Frank Miller book, and it features Daredevil and Bullseye, but you might not know that's Bullseye right away because he's not wearing his classic costume. Anyway, on to some more Daredevil, still from the Frank Miller run. 189, The Death of Stick, a pretty prominent Daredevil backup character. And then there were 2 copies of 190, The Resurrection of Elektra. Nice books there from the Daredevil run. And I also grabbed some Ghost Rider, very popular character right now. Again, mostly filler stuff from the 70s and early 80s, but some good books. 2 copies of number 25, number 30, 31, 35, and this is a pretty cool cover that features Daredevil racing against death. And then we got number 36, 41, 48, another really sweet cover with 63, and that skull in the background. 2 copies of that. 72, which is a book that I had as a kid. No longer have my original copy, but I grabbed this from a back issue bin. 2 copies right there. And then we got 74 and 75. A couple minor keys in there as well, just like the Daredevil stuff. But yeah, for under $3 a book, couldn't really say no to those. Then we got some Green Lantern stuff. A book that I always pick up if I can get it for cheap. This is Green Lantern number 1 from the volume from 1990. I believe that, I think that's just volume 3. If I'm not mistaken, that's volume 3 of Green Lantern. And one thing I really like about it, I always say this, it's got Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and Guy Gardner all on the front. Then we got Green Lantern number 51 from that run, the first cover appearance of Kyle Rayner. A couple copies of Spawn 2. I've been getting a lot of requests for Spawn stuff in claim sales recently, so I figured I'd stock up on those. And then we got Spawn 3 and 4 and 8, featuring that homage cover. No 9, of course, but I might have one of those later. 12, and then on to some Moon Knight, issue 4, 7, and 13, all from the Volume 1 run with the original run of Moon Knight. Great stuff there. Then we're on to some X-Men stuff. You saw this book in the beginning. Put it up here again. Just an incredible Wolverine cover. One of the classics. Then we got Marvel Premiere number 49. This is the first Falcon solo story. Before there was ever a Falcon number 1 or anything like that, this was his first time alone in the title of a book. And then we got Uncanny X-Men 191. This was a pretty good pickup. This is the first appearance of Nimrod. This book usually sells for like $15 or $20. I don't really see it marked below 10 ever, so I was stoked to pick it up for $3 or even less. Here's one I pick up pretty often for cheap. X-Force number 15, classic battle between Deadpool and Cable. And then we got Warlock 13. Obviously Warlock stuff heating up a little bit. That character is coming, so might as well pick up these cheap keys while I still can. Then we got Vision and Scarlet Witch number 1. I am collecting this miniseries. I do have a number 1 already. I'm missing a couple of the other numbers, but I figure for that price, might as well pick up another copy. This is another book that I picked up recently, and I was happy to pay $5 for it. 3 or less, that's even better. This is Transformers 2, the second Megatron and second Optimus Prime appearance. Then we got Spectacular Spider-Man 69. This is the second appearance of Cloak and Dagger. Definitely a power duo that could make their way into the MCU at some point. Their first appearance is already a pretty pricey book. This one typically goes for about $10, so for 3, easy purchase. With the hype around Secret Wars looming at all times, one of the great limited series ever. Couldn't pass up on a number 2, even though it's not one of the keys in the run. Still a great book to pick up. This is one that I've been picking up copies of recently when I get them for cheap. Howard the Duck 15, the first appearance of Dr. Bong. Now, for those who don't know, this guy with the bell on his head right there, Dr. Bong. The reason I'm picking this up, I think they could do a Howard the Duck animated series, and I think it'd be really good. Seth Green could do the voice, all that stuff, and I think they would probably bring in some of the Howard the Duck, villains from his run and stuff like that. I think it'd be a cool thing to do. So Dr. Bong is certainly one of them, which would translate very nicely to a television series. Then we got Metal Men number 44. If you've watched my recent videos, I've been picking up Metal Men stuff from my dad, who has wanted to relive his childhood and get his hands on some of those, late 60s and early 70s books from Metal Men. This one is a 70s book, probably was past his time of reading that, but nonetheless, picked it up for him for nice and cheap, and he can give that a read. This next one, really surprised to see this. It is low grade, but it's still a nice book, a nice 12-center, Silver Age, Incredible Hulk number 112. Now, keep in mind that the Incredible Hulk run, they did 1 through 6, but then it was canceled, and it was in Tales of Suspense for a while. But then that title changed over to the Incredible Hulk again at issue 102. So this is only the 11th issue of this run of this newer run of Hulk. So this is some really nice early Silver Age Hulk. Barring that 1 through 6 run that originally came out. Then we got Marvel Fanfare number 11. This is the first appearance of, oh my gosh, I forget her name, but she's the mother character to Black Widow in the Black Widow movie. Her code name is Iron Maiden, but I forget her real name. We got Generation X number 1. This is a really high grade copy. Usually I wouldn't pay more than $1 for this, but man, I looked this book over, and you can't really press this book. If it has some, any dents or dings or anything on it, you can't get it out because of how thick and plasticky the cover is. But this one is in really nice shape, so I decided to cough up a little bit extra for it and grab it for my collection. Then we got a book from my spec list recently, Fantastic Four 186, the first appearance of the Salem 7, and I think possibly in the Agatha Harkness solo movie, these guys could show up. They are her grandchildren. They are her son, Nicholas Sparks' children, the Salem 7. I was so surprised to see these, and maybe these have calmed down in value a lot, but this is the Batman 3 Jokers 1 in 25 variant for book number 3. There were 2 copies of it, so I figure grab one for my personal collection and see if anyone else wants one of the other ones. I personally love these covers, and they are a rarer 1 in 25 variant, so it seemed like an easy pickup for $3 or less. Like I said, all these books together cost me $150, and there's 57 of them, so I got a great deal, but we'll talk more about the cost and the value of everything at the end. This next group of books comes from Badfish Comics, who I bought from at a different New Jersey comic show just a few weeks ago. But he had some new stuff in, so I took some time to go through it, pulled out a nice chunk of books, and bundled it together for a pretty nice deal. What you're about to see cost me just $50, and I was very happy with that. Got some stuff for the PC as well as for future claim sales. We've got Rise of the Midnight Suns, the last book here, Ghost Rider number 31. This is the first full appearance of the Midnight Suns, and I've been picking up this book and also number 28, which is their first cameo appearance, for a while now. It's kind of a light spec just in case the team ever does show up, but certainly members of the team are going to show up. It's just whether they get together and call themselves the Midnight Suns or not. That's going to really depend on how this book ends up doing. Either way, this one is high grade, still in the poly bag. It looks nice from the outside. You never know what you're going to get inside the poly bag, but hey, it's worth the risk. He had it marked at just $10, but like I said, I bundled a lot of this stuff together and got an even better deal. Then there was Nightwing number 81, the first appearance of Heartless. This was in my DC Spec video book, and he had it for cover price. I was happy to pay that. I've gotten them for less, but up to $4 I will pay for this book. Really happy to get this nice high grade copy to throw in my pile. And the next group of books again were Spawn books, just like what I got from the previous dealer. I got a lot of them. In fact, this whole stack right here is Spawn stuff. Most of the books from numbers 4 through 25, but I'm just going to show you a couple of my favorites of those. We got Spawn number 7. This one is interesting because Todd McFarlane forgot to sign this one. You won't see his signature anywhere, and for that reason, a lot of people get this book signed by McFarlane at conventions and signing events and stuff like that. So if you're a Spawn fan or a McFarlane fan, definitely something to look out for if that's something that interests you. Then we got number 21, just a really awesome cover. Don't think this is a key or anything like that, but love the white background. And this one, I feel like it's an homage, but maybe not. Maybe just that kind of circle thing is just something that a lot of comics do. I don't know if it's considered an homage, because like Superman 1 had something similar, Spider-Man 300. I'm not sure if it's actually an homage or just, a common design. Like I said, tons of Spawn stuff. I gotta pull the books out that I need for my personal collection, because I am trying to collect 1 through 25 of that run, and some of them are in here, and the rest will go to claim sales. This guy also had some really great dollar bins. Actually, they weren't dollar bins, they were 50-cent bins, which he didn't have last time. And in addition to only being 50 cents, he had a deal where you could get 25 books for $10. So that's an even bigger discount there. We got Squadron Supreme number 1, part of the limited series. We got Teen Titans Spotlight on Starfire. Some of these are personal collection stuff. Some of them I'll put in my cheap bins or whatever. See if anyone wants them. Marvel Premiere 38. Almost said 28. Weird World. kind of like a fantasy thing. I believe that is the first appearance of Weird World or whatever. Some Bronze Age Iron Man. I was very surprised to see it. It is low grade, but it's number 92. It's got a pretty big spine roll and some discoloration and stuff, but a nice book to pick up for so cheap. Same with this one. We got, what is this called? The High Cost of Living, Death, which is a Sandman spinoff, and we got a Sandman show coming out soon, so I figured pick up books number 1 and 2 from this little run right here. This was pretty cool. The cover just got me on this for 50 cents. Had to pick it up. We got The Complete Dracula, number 1. Dynamite. I don't know anything about it, but definitely looks cool. And we got some Batman, just some filler issues from the 90s, but at the price point of less than 50 cents, couldn't say no to that stuff. Same thing with this Teen Titans book here. It's got a big crease across the front, as you see, but I figure I'll keep this as my personal reader copy. This is when Dick Grayson quit being Robin, soon to be Nightwing. There were 2 copies of Lobo number 1 from his, when was this, 90s run? I don't know. There's not a date on here, but yeah, Lobo number 1 at 50 cents. Even though I put this in my dollar bin, like whatever, someone can grab it. Some more Iron Man stuff, number 193 and 174. Then there were some what are these called? Milestone books. Bunch that I picked up recently in other videos, so I figured let's fill out the run. We got Icon 11 and Icon 8. And move these down here. Onto the last row of books. Very surprised to see a more recent book like this, especially with a sweet cover for 50 cents, but happy about that. Savage Dragon number 1. One of the original Image properties, and I believe there were 2 copies. Yeah, here it is. Further down in the pile. Second copy of that. We got Hardware number 17. Again, a milestone property. Uncanny X-Force number 1. I've heard good things about this run. I've never read it myself, but maybe I will. Couple more Sandman books. We have number 48 and 47. Again, show coming soon. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 14. This is for the PC, just a low-grade reader copy. And this one got my interest. It's Silver Age DC Presents Strangest Sports Stories Ever Told. There's like an invisible baseball player on here and some other weird stuff going on. Definitely going to look into this a little bit. It seems like it's just a goofy DC book from the Silver Age. Anyway, like I said, all these books cost me just $50. Happy about the price of that. And now I'm going to show you the nicer stuff I got. Before I show you the personal collection gift that I bought for myself, I've got one more thing to show you, and I actually got it for free. This is a Spawn number 9, the first appearance of Angela in a 9.4 CGC with white pages. And basically what happened was I had a little bit of a misunderstanding about the price of a book with a dealer, and ended up turning into a tiny bit of an argument. I was unhappy with the situation, and I walked away saying that, you lost my business. Sorry, I'm not going to buy anything from you. And I was pretty unhappy, like I said, with the situation. To make amends, to show some good faith, the dealer Anthony from Anthony's Comic Book Art and Collectibles, he came up, apologized for the whole thing, and I was given this book for free. Like I said, as a sign of good faith. I totally appreciate that. This is definitely one of the books that I was looking at purchasing throughout the day. It's not a super expensive book or anything like that, but it was definitely like a nice gesture as an apology for the situation that happened. And I would definitely, buy stuff from that dealer again, who showed that, he was able to admit that he was wrong about something and, fix the issue. So kudos to him for that. Now, I love this slab and all, and it's certainly staying in the personal collection, at least for a while. But this next one, I am beyond stoked about. I wasn't sure what I was going to get. I typically don't go there looking for any specific books. just because I'd rather find a deal. There's so many books out there that I want, so many things that I collect. Let's find one of those things, but make sure that it's a good deal. And this definitely classified as one of them. I got this book from Humble Comics, who I have mentioned many times before. Shout out to Steve. He's a great guy. This is a Batman 117, all the way back from the very early Silver Age era of 1958. It is a mid-grade comic, which honestly is pretty good for a book that is, getting close to 70 years old at this point. What is it, 64 years old? So yeah, really, really stoked about this. It's not a key issue, but I got it for a great price. Keys from this era are astronomically expensive, even minor keys, but definitely the bigger ones, especially the first appearance of various popular villains. He had a $200 price tag on this, and I said, hey man, what's the best you can do? It was the end of the day. I was looking to grab a slab and go home. He said $175. I shook his hand on the deal. Definitely was a great buy. There weren't really many sold of this book. There was a 4.0 that sold for $132, so a little bit less than this one, but a whole grade level down. And there were a couple 5.0s up on eBay for like $250. So, I think I got a very nice deal on this, and Batman is definitely something that I work on for my personal collection. This now is my oldest Batman slab that I own. I have a couple issues in the late double digits that are raw, but this is my oldest Batman slab, and it is my either second or third oldest slab ever at this point in my collection. So really stoked about this. Got a great deal. Definitely check out Humble Comics at the local New Jersey comic shows, as well as on Instagram. And really, really stoked, like I said, about this. Putting it in my personal collection for sure. Before we get into the numbers from this haul, I just want to give a thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday, whether here on YouTube, over on Instagram, or at the show that I was at. Really meant a lot to me and made my day. And a special shout out to my buddies Jim from Bronzeville Comics, who got me this Batman Beyond #1, and James from Mint Hunter Comics, who got me this Tales of the Teen Titans #44. Clearly, these guys are trying to pull me over to DC, and honestly, it's hard to resist with some great books like this. So as usual, I'm going to give you the total amount that I paid. I'm going to give you an optimistic evaluation of the total value, and then a more conservative estimate. The reason being for this, you can't always sell everything, and you might not sell it for as much as you think you will. I'm also going to exclude this Batman book from the calculation because this is firmly staying in my personal collection, and unless there's a natural disaster or something like that, I am not going to get rid of it anytime soon. So from the other two dealers, I paid $150 and $50 for a total of $200. Now, I think that is a great price. In fact, I think that, from a optimistic approach, I think that it could easily be $600 worth of books. Some of the books that I bought for less than $3 from the one dealer, I might be able to make a full, slightly more than triple up on and sell for $10. And, some of the other books are, just great sleeper keys, things that I got for low value. So I think a full triple up would be optimistic, but always want to be on the conservative side when you're talking money, and so let's kind of put the estimate at about $400. So a pretty firm double up on what I bought. Couple things here are staying in the personal collection, that's for sure, other than the Batman book, of course. But either way, should be able to make a little bit of a profit. I didn't spend too much today. I mainly went for this a personal collection book and just to chat with people in the community. I certainly did not go through every bin like I normally would meticulously do. I really want to just spend my birthday relaxing and chatting with people in the community. That being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, hit that thumbs up for a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you think I did. Wish me a happy birthday. It's a little bit late, but I'll take it anyway. And yeah, until next time, turn the page Wash your hands.